Oh, Cardano has been absolutely ripping lately. And yes, I rip them from time to time on my channel. They're an extremely frustrating project to follow, massive valuation, not much happening on chain. And of course, I have a bunch of the tokens, right? So lately, me, you, anyone holding the token has to be extremely happy with the price action and also the way that the community and teams have come together with like this galvanized marketing campaign to push the message home that yes, there are things happening with Cardano and the ADA price has responded quite nicely. Here's the chart for ADA, the Cardano token. And this is why I think this is going to be the most hated rally if it continues. They've been doing an excellent job. You have to give credit where credit's due in the messaging, in the marketing, right? You go into any Telegram, any Discord, everyone's saying, oh, we need marketing, we need KOLs, we need influencers. Well, they're doing it and they have actual news, right? It's not just hype. It's not, this looks like a meme token chart. It is not. It's basically doubled. It was like a $12 billion market cap shooting up into the 20 billions, still lagging Doge by a lot, but that's not their fault. They're doing what they have to do. And we'll talk about a little bit, talk a little bit about how we got here and maybe where we're going. I would love to see this continue. I've been somewhat of a cynic, a little bit, maybe overly critical of what's happening on Cardano, but man, oh man, let's look at what they got going for them and then maybe try to rationalize this massive price move to the upside here. Let's start with BitcoinOS. And this is a tweet from the summertime. And they say, hey, we've done it. For the first time ever, a ZK proof has been verified on Bitcoin mainnet. What the hell does this have to do with Cardano? Well, let me tell you, BitcoinOS actually built a bridge between Bitcoin and Cardano, and people started buying. Even before the election, this was out there. People started buying the ADA token in anticipation of Bitcoin liquidity coming over to the Cardano network. You're going to have like this somewhat trustless wrapped Bitcoin that can move seamlessly from point A to point B, from Bitcoin to Cardano, and it can be used in DeFi. Now, some of the marketing was a little ambitious here. BitcoinOS team, I should say, they were pushing this out as a trustless bridge. It's not a wrapped asset. It is a wrapped asset. There is no such thing as native Bitcoin on Cardano, and there won't be. Trustless, yeah, there are degrees of it. You're trusting someone. They're going to use ZK proofs and not a middleman, not a company, not a multi-sig, like what is typically used for bridged or wrapped assets. So yeah, it might be a huge improvement. I don't think it should be called trustless completely. And it's definitely a wrapped asset, okay? But why are we going to split hairs? This is still bullish for Cardano. They have really an anemic DeFi ecosystem. They had a tremendous NFT ecosystem. A lot of the good projects were chased off the chain or just extracted millions and pieced out. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Like I said, this is insanely bullish for Cardano. A lot of people have been waiting a long time for some news that's going to pump the token. They're back in the top 10. Remember, for a while, they were dropped to like 11, 12. Tron for a while on the back of an unsustainable meme coin pump. We're able to pass them temporarily. Maybe this is sustainable for Cardano. Maybe we're just seeing the beginning of this. We'll see. I would love to see what happens when this approaches $1, which is kind of like a mental barrier for token price in crypto. A lot of the time, a lot of these are not fundamental driven. They look at kind of like these nice round numbers for support and resistance. Now, I do think people are waiting to unload their bags. It's going to be a task to get it up to $1. On the flip side, there are tons of inactive wallets holding ADA. So maybe those people who were waiting to unload are not really paying attention. Maybe they'll wake up when Cardano's like $2. Maybe it gets back to all-time highs. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think Cardano does have a kind of like an image issue right? People look at Charles as somewhat toxic. People look at the community as extremely maximalist and toxic. But wait, there's more. It recently came to my attention that the Trump team is possibly going to tap Charles, or maybe has already, called Charles and asked him to have some sort of advisory role for the new administration. Maybe this is what Cardano needs to get out from under that dark cloud of maximalism and toxicity, right? Maybe this is what they need. The people who think that they don't like Charles, they think Cardano's a joke, meme token, whatever, right? And you could think whatever you want. It's a large cap project and it's been around for multiple cycles. This is going to be a way to get more eyes, maybe even institutions, to pay attention to Cardano, which I think is maybe their only chance to get back to all-time highs, which is a $100 billion valuation. It's about $3.10 ADA price. Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm still holding. I didn't sell that much of it on the way down. I don't know, maybe I sold like a quarter of my holdings on the way down last time, from $3 down to like $1.50. I started selling some, and then once it was below $1, I just saw no point in selling. I should have bought more because I was one of the first people to kind of recognize the significance of this BitcoinOS bridge with Bitcoin. I was like, maybe I should buy here. It was like 35 cents, 39 cents, whatever. I did not. And I regret it a little bit, but who cares? Insanely bullish. Give credit where credit's due. Cardano, they've got some tailwinds finally. They've been waiting years for good news, and boy, oh boy, do they need it. Why do I say that? Well, in comparison to other networks with even way lower market caps, Cardano's DeFi is really anemic, right? It's less than $500 million TVL. They have very little stablecoin liquidity, which I think is a prerequisite to really have a DeFi explosion. Now, maybe they'll build some applications that use this wrapped Bitcoin in some lending protocols, get some leverage on the chain, which is probably necessary for all-time highs to be revisited. But active addresses, 80,000 active addresses. I saw some data showing that their most popular application only has like 5,000 active addresses. So maybe this is a bit ambitious here. I don't know how they measure this. I'll have to look into it, but they don't have enough active wallets. They don't have enough DeFi users. This Bitcoin integration is going to make or break them. And it all depends on whether or not people can build applications. You need applications that require this wrapped Bitcoin, this BitcoinOS Bitcoin, to be used in protocols on Cardano, and it has to send the ADA token up. I'm talking a little bit about Ponzi schemes. Most of the DeFi protocols that have done well in the past, they depend on some kind of Ponzi-nomics, some pumponomics, but we'll see. We'll see. I still think ADA is tremendously overvalued by market cap. There's not a whole lot going on there. We could look at the fees they collect, right? They're not killing it with fees, and they do have an inflation issue, in my opinion. The inflation's way too high. Way too high. And of course, that kind of dilutes holders, especially, even with the staking, it's going to just put more tokens in circulation that very few people are there to buy. But recent news, totally bullish. Short term, who cares what the inflation is? We've seen inflation in triple digits before, and the token price pumps against that for short time intervals. This might be sustainable. Cardano's inflation as a percent is way lower than most other chains. It's like 4%, 5%, might even be less. We'll see. Hope it works out. That's all I got.